This week, a werewolf soul is sent to spy on a company of knights. What do they want? We will find out on this week's episode.
Hello, this is us, and it's medieval time. We're going back to the medieval stuff. Yep, William Marshal is back. It should be fun. We have Gervais and Percy and all those characters back. Oh, and also, we have a new partner. We have Odin Apparel. They make the finest Viking t-shirts and jumpers and kids stuff. They've got collections like the Valhalla collection, really, really good. And they have produced our t-shirt. They've designed it. It's amazing. You can pre-order it down at the link. I will put the link in the show notes. Go and support them. They have some amazing stuff. We don't really normally take on very many partners or sponsors, but when they came to us, it was like, yeah, that's meant to be, because my name's Fenrir Thorvaldsen and I'm a Viking. Well, I'm not really, I'm a writer, but if I would have been, anyway, they do really good stuff. So go and give them support. Go and pre-order the t-shirt and yeah, do it. Bye. I killed that dragon. I won that fated fleece. Lord Percy of Northumberland, the greatest knight there's ever been.
Hurrah! It is I, yes, Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland. As you know, my fame has lasted through the ages. It is with humility I admit to who I am. My name is Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland. I know, the name of a legend in all Christendom, if not the whole known world. Just in case you've been under a rock and never heard of me or moi, I will give you a humble description of myself. How do I do this? Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland is... Oh, let me consider this. Let me use the words of others, not myself. Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland is known as the greatest of knights by all knights that would take the field. This is embarrassingly true, but embarrassingly embarrassing to one who hides his light beneath a bushel such as myself. Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, often gets through his battles without contest, as the enemy would rather run than face him. I know. I can clear a field of enemies just by my mere presence. I often have to take the war to those before me as they run. Mercy is often my grace. The Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, for his sins, which are few, as he is such a pious man, Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, is also reputed to be the greatest bard of his generation, if not ever. Even the noble luthier James de Hendricks has left a laurel of appreciation at my toes after a rendition I gave him. I know, people are so very kind to my simple, dexterous fingers and incredible vocal range. Every court Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, enters forces him to play until his fingers bleed upon the strings and his voice goes hoarse, which, of course, I willingly do. Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, does it for the people. Why would Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, rob them of his God-given angelic voice and musical talent? This would be beyond cruel. Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, is regarded to be the greatest of lovers. This, of course, is only rumour and hearsay, as the man himself is chivalrous and chaste in the eyes of God. Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, would like to quash these alleged stories of him being a lion in the bedroom. For example, recently, Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, had to tell all he knew and then deny that he had not lain with 5 ladies of the French king's court in one evening. No, that he had not satisfied them time after time, again and again. And then he had to refute that though he was exhausted and wishing just for sleep, that he was summoned to the Queen's bedchamber for. Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, will not lower himself to describe what has been said about his interaction with the Queen. That is the measure of the man. She is a good, godly woman, and Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, does not think that she would be capable of such sexual, licentious acts and debauchery as those vouchsafed by her maidservants. I have to say, even the king removes his eye from Lord Percy of Northumberland in this case, as he knows he would never serve his queen like Lord Percy of Northumberland can. Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, as you can well imagine of a man such as he, does his best to stop these dreadful lies, but can only do his best to hide the fact that Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, is worshipped by females and males in the court who wish to satisfy his needs wherever he goes. These are all crosses that one such as I, Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, has to bear. A man often has to wear a suit of greatness to support those who need him around him. This I do for my simple followers, bringing them great joy and a fame that they, I have to say, often do not deserve. Let me introduce my fellows. You probably have never heard of them, as their deeds are often an aside for my own, but, and I mean this in the strongest of resolves, they are true heroes when under my clever and competent instruction. Let me introduce first William Marshal, a hedge knight. He has become a little of a legend in the world. With my support, he is known to be a great tournament knight, a fellow dragon slayer, and a werewolf. Yes, you heard Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland right. A werewolf. I know. How does he control that wickedness that resides in his soul? Yet again, it is with Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland's help. Yes, he is a thing of evil, but with my guidance and constant support, I've managed to keep him on the path of righteousness. He often thanks me for keeping him in God's light. Tears of joy are shed in gratitude to Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, as I keep him just and true. God will forgive, and God will use his possession, directed by Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, to do good in this base world. He, in his life, has a wolf soul named Fenrir. Yes, it is a name from pagan times, but I have managed to subdue those pagan rites and to bring about a bright Christian charity from what was once obviously an evil most profound. My second is Gervais. With me steering his righteous path, he has achieved much in life. A great fighter, although somewhat of a braggart. He is much like my sword, a weapon to do great things with, although, like a weapon, he has to be wielded correctly to gain distinction. He often takes my brave and righteous actions as his own. I do not steal these moments from him. It would not serve me, and one such as I, Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, needs no more fame than I already have. He does have certain qualities which I find difficult to curb, though. His fondness for wine and women is a daily struggle that we undertake together to keep him from. I know, you must be thinking that Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, is a great friend and supporter to those friends that I care for. Yes, you would be right, and yes, you could say that Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, is a great man. What I would say somewhat differentially to this is that I do what I can. I really do. But not just for friends. I do it for every soul that I met in this world. I push them to their highest godly expectations and help them gain that spot that all should. I attest for them in the glorious eyes of our Lord. My prayers vouch for them. Would our Lord and Saviour value my prayers more than others? Well, perhaps he may have the measure of this man. Would my simple requests give the ones I granted part of my prayer to a boon? Well, I'm sure you can answer those questions yourself now after listening to what Lord Percy, Duke of Northumberland, is like as a simple man. Oh yes, and there's Welly the Squire as well. He's a good lad and helps William every day to keep himself on the good side of right.
William Marshal. Well, there's been a change in my fortune, there has. I now have a reputation that befits one such as I. One such as us, I suppose, would be a more befitting and accurate description. Fenrir and I have done much since journeying south to the court of the Count de Perigord. If you've not heard of our adventures, then you may go back to episode 161 of this, the very finest of podcasts, to get yourself an understanding. Only if you wish, of course. And this story will stand alone, it will. One issue with being my Lord de Tonquerville's favourite is that I must stay by his side. Much of his army is away north, supporting others in the defence of Normandy from those fools in Flanders once again. Though to be once more on the field for the fight, I don't much care for my new role of protector, even though it is given with compliments. My wolf is running the boundaries of the castle and its outlying woodland. Fenrir, my wolf-soul guardian angel, is taking exercise. Another heartfelt blow to me. I could be there with him, I could. I could be hunting the roe deer that he comes across. Neither of us now can do more than watch them. It is painful to me. Oh, a little exercise would do us well and good, and be most welcome, so it would. But here I sit, listening to Percy play his ditties for the whim of the housemaids of the court. I have been asked to be on hand to protect this group while my lord works in the treasury. I mean, there are worse places to spend time and drink cups, there are. The ladies are pleasant, both in nature and spirit, but I find conversation comes hard between them and me. I have little or no experience in talking to these fine women. They cause me fear, they do. I know. A man who fought and killed a dragon is afeard of women? Well, they are much more frightening than any dragon, I can tell you. Just in a different way. Some hours later, I stand above the gates. The sky is darkened as clouds cover the splinter of a moon. Rain drums on the wooden roof that sits above my head on the battlements. It is a relief to be here. I know. Strange. I am brought here by the wolf soul. He has found at some distance that abroad this night there are knights. Knights and a retinue with a baggage train behind are making their way towards this chateau. They are some distance hence, but at their pace they will be here in the next few hours.
There are a lot of them, Will, as Lord,
says the wolf. And indeed there are. 60 or more knights are riding through the night. They are supported by what seems to be a couple of 100 footmen. It's a sizable force, it is. The rain is pouring. All the angels are crying a lament in this night. These men must have urgent business here as they march through a storm that none want to be in this night. I hope they are not the enemy. We have no numbers at home this eve. I ask the wolf to go closer to the lead knights. I want him to look at pennants and sigils on the shields. They were covered. Covered. What cowardice is this? They are hiding their colors. This is low base, and it is not a great sign for the defenders of this place. I feel anger flash within me. I enjoy that, I do. My lord de Tonquerville appears beside me.
What is it, William?
He asks. I sigh and turn to him. We have visitors, lord. I tell him.
Now?
He asks. Surprised, he seems to be in disbelief. Yes, lord, I replied. He wandered to the battlements and tried to look out to the road.
We have received no herald. We have received no letters of them coming.
It's worse than that, my lord. They hide their colours, they do, and they march through this storm. They must realize that we have only a few men-at-arms here. The lord stood and thought.
Dare I ask how you know?
I have my ways, my lord, I said. I hoped he would take this as a small explanation and not push further. He nodded.
Then we should send someone out to greet them,
he said, smiling at me and winking. The rain poured from the sky. It rattled off the plate and mail that we wore. The noise as it clattered off my helm was deafening. The horses snickered. They were full of discomfort too, so they were. Gervais was very annoyed at this unwanted journey.
Why in all the hells am I here?
Yelled Gervais above the weather's noise and the percussion it played upon us.
I am wet to the cods and the jewels and can feel them shrivel in the cold. And there's not much to shrivel.
How we laughed.
A warm bed awaits me, William. And then, after that, my own.
He said, with some more frustration. I needed someone I could rely on, Gervais, I told him.
Why isn't that fool Percy here, then?
He asked. I needed someone I could rely on, I repeated, shrugging. He nodded his head. The lead horses of the caravan on the water-choked road now passed us. They did not see us. It would be impossible this night. I walked my lord's destrier out behind them. All hail! I shouted to their retreating horses. They turned and slowly and with measure walked them back to us. Said Gervais. He was good at measuring others, and I could tell he measured these two men as worthy warriors. He was right. They knew their work. As the horses got to us, one passed, going into a gallop to get to the lead of the caravan. His fellow stopped and got between us and the others on the road. He held his horse sideways to form a barrier. Gervais laughed, speaking under his breath.
This does not bode well, William. These are professional soldiers. Mercenaries, if my guess is good.
He whispered.
Steer them bloody horses and state your intentions,
said the man on the horse, turning towards me. I am William Marshal, and represent the Lord de Tonqueville. Well met, I shouted at him. The man held his horse as it danced its forefeet under a little stress. That stress was the proximity of the wolf soul, which all the unseen sniffed around its haunches.
Aye, sir, I'm Gervais de Montagne, and I represent,
He had to think.
Gervais,
He told the man. The confidence in his voice always made me admire him. Who do you serve? I asked the soldier barring our way whilst leaning on my pommel. Can we get this over with soon? My gambon will already take a week to dry and I only have one. I was trying to make light and show the soldier that we were in this all together. A bit of shared misery, as it were.
I will leave it to my lord's decision to tell you whom I serve,
The man said, haughtily.
What a prick.
Gervais said, the sound of the rain partially masking his words.
What did you just bloody say?
The warrior asked from his fine horse.
I said I think I'm getting sick,
Said Gervais, much louder to the soldier as his fellow returned to us with another man on a horse.
You may not have noticed, but it's pissing down, and it's bloody cold.
The new rider was dressed in very damp, foppish gear. He was not armoured, but wrapped tightly in a colourful cloak. They bent their head against the rain, they did. The soldier who had questioned us spoke to the man. He must have shared our titles with him. We patiently waited. Gervais whistled Percy's latest tune, The Lord of Northumberland Against the Mighty Dragon. It was catchy, it was. The horse, person, eventually pulled a beautiful white palfrey to a halt before us. He dropped his hood and looked at us with utter disdain. He looked like a hawk, he did, a hawk that was struggling to take a difficult shit. I am the herald of the Count de Perigord, the direct descendant of Charlemagne himself. My name is the Coq Courageous, he told me. He told us, managing to look down his nose at us. It was an impressively large nose. Good to meet you, brave Sir Cock, I told the herald. I heard Gervais try to stifle a laugh.
I rather thought he was dead.
Gervais asked me. Oh, Perigord or Charlemagne? Did I not kill the Count? I've never met this Charlemagne woman, I said.
No, you don't understand. Perigord's dead, but this brave cock person is the direct descendant of the, woman. That's it.
Gervais said as he turned to the herald for the name. Charlemagne, said the man.
So you see, he's,
He pointed to the man on the prancing white horse.
he's Charlotte Thingy's descendant.
No, I am not the descendant of Charlemagne. The Count is, yelled the man. But is he not dead? I asked him. The man took a moment to run through the conversation in his head. Listen to me, you stupid dogs. The new Count de Perigord is a direct descendant of Charlemagne. Oh, right, I see. And who is she? I asked.
Yeah, and can we hurry this up, please, you brave cock? The weather is shite,
said Gervais in a whiny tone. Charlemagne was the greatest king, nay, emperor who has ever lived, the cock announced. We paused as if in thought. Nope. Doesn't ring a bell here, I said.
Well, I'm sure if that's the case, then I would have heard of him then,
said Gervais. Nice bloke, was he? I asked. Oh, how we laughed. This bantering on this silly man was such fun. You laugh at your evil Nad's work, do you? You evil Nad! You murderous dog! Spat the brave. The chicken. A dog, you dog, of the Count's son, the direct descendant of Charlemagne. The son of the man you killed in a moment of dog-like cowardice. You dog. Let us not fall to name-calling, sir, I told him. Ah, I see. The new Count is the direct descendant of Charlemagne, I said to the man.
Dog?
Said Gervais gently. Gervais, calm down, man. It's not worth being angered, I told him, knowing that he was not angry in the slightest. Gervais pointed at himself. Even with his face beneath his helm, I could tell that he was confused. Ha! I do not fear you, you dog. I, sir, you are a dog, repeated the herald. And I have a full company in his support today, and your tiny, whiny, dirty little dog maison is empty of warriors. And you are in no place to disrespect this company, the company of les enfants illégitimes. He paused for dramatic effect. There was silence except for the horses snickering and the raindrops' percussion. The greatest three-sword company in all of Christendom, he announced. We sat still in our saddles. This fop waited for our reply. He stared at me until I felt I had to say something. Oh, I see. That's nice, isn't it? I said. Strange name, though, but, fair enough, I suppose. I nodded at him.
So, am I still a dog?
Said Gervais, laughing and pointing to himself. Yes, sir. A dog, sir. I call you a dog. A manger little dog. You are like a dog before my master, the Count de Perigord, the direct descendant of Charlemagne and his bastard children. Gervais and I finished for the haughty man. Ha! You laugh at these cotton names? You dogs! You sons of dogs! Ah! You're dogs!
I wish this cock had shut up.
Gervais told me under his breath. He lifted his hand to stop the herald from saying anything else, turned to me and he whispered.
He likes his dogs, doesn't he? It's not a great vocabulary for a herald, but let's run with it.
He said quietly.
Am I a mangy dog in your opinion, William?
He asked me, clearly for everyone to hear. Well, I wouldn't call you mangy, personally, Gervais. You would be a regal dog if you were one. I mean, without the lid on your head, you resemble a Briad a little in man form. It was quiet while Gervais' hidden face thought about this.
I see. That seems reasonable.
Gervais replied, nodding his kittle helm. I spit on your shoes and humiliate you, you dog! The bastards will remove your bowels and decorate your house with them while they lie bloody with their women. Dog! The fop said.
He's pretty set on this fact that I'm a dog of some kind, isn't he?
Said Gervais to me.
I don't think it works as an insult. I like dogs.
He told me. Yes, dog! The herald spat again. He seemed a little ill at ease as Gervais hadn't shown him any anger. He was trying to show us disrespect. He was trying to get us angry. There was another pause as we sat in the rain. The soldiers and the herald sat in the rain while we stared at them. Sat in the rain. It was really raining, and we were really sat in it. My goodness. It was like 1,000 streaks of horse's piss. Well, I offer insult and fouet. Yet you sit like frightened little children. Yeah. I laugh in your face. I will spit on your ward's head when it is shown to me once it has been taken away from its with the body.
Ha! You've got to call us a dog,
said Gervais. I will take your sister and your mother, and I will let the enfants illégitimes have their little way with them many times, and many times.
I don't have a sister,
said Gervais.
And you've obviously heard of my mother's reputation. She would probably enjoy an evening like that, to be honest. She would at least outdrink any one of them, and come to the other, she would be doing the fucking.
Leave it, Gervais. Don't do anything rash for your mother's honour. I shouted at him, warning the man not to be foolish and angry. Although he really wasn't being either.
For my mother's what?
Was the confused reply. It does not matter what insults this master of wits lets fly. We just need to understand why this, man... It is a man, isn't it? I asked Gervais. He shrugged. I stopped and looked at the brave cock. His makeup and silks were now both suffering from the weather. He nodded. Sorry, just checking, I told him, smiling a little in reassurance. Why this man, this big brave cock of a man, is here? Then we can return to the fire and the warmth of the castle, I told Gervais, as if in rebuttal.
Ha, yes! I might be a dog, but I look forward to being a warm one this night.
Gervais said aloud to the poncy pansy. It was a poor barb. Not much of a riposte to his insult there, Gervais, I told him. He nodded and shrugged in agreement.
I wish nothing more than to be a fucking warm dog this evening,
mumbled Gervais. So, what is it you want with de Tonquaville? I asked the herald.
I expect you to die, Monsieur Marshal,
said the man. I beg your pardon? I courteously asked. You want me to die? I asked. Yes, you mangy dog. Pah! Again spat the herald. He was good at spitting his words, he was. He was very good at being obnoxious. I turned back to Gervais. Mangy? He shrugged. Would this have something to do with the other Count de Perigord being a lying bastard? I asked the herald. The soldier with him took his hand to the hilt of his sword and drew it an inch or two in a threatening manner. Gervais belched at him.
Pardon me.
No, stay your hand, monsieur. These pigs cannot help the disrespect they show us, said the herald to the soldier. dramatically reaching forward rather uncomfortably in his saddle to stop the sword from being drawn. Gervais laughed.
I have not shown you any disrespect,
he told them, sullen like a young boy, and laughed again.
Well, I suppose maybe the burp could be construed as that, though. What do you think, William? Well, if it is, I'm very sorry for that.
He said, and started laughing once more. What do you want, fatty dog? The herald was off again. Gervais went quiet and pointed at himself.
What?
He asked. Yes, big dog. You, said the soaked fop. Gervais lifted his helm to show his face.
Pig dog? Really?
He asked. I laughed at Gervais. He dropped his helmet and mumbled some more unintelligible words. So you wish, my lord, to give me to you of his own free will? Is that it? I asked. Yes, said the man. And if he does not? I asked. We will besiege you! You will beseech us, I replied as though I'd misheard him. I mean, if you've already asked and we've said no, I don't think beseeching, my lord, will help you, I told him. No, you deaf big dog, fool dog, stupid little doggy! Besiege you! Yeah! The man repeated. I looked at Gervais and lifted my hands in confusion. What does he mean, beseech us? I mean, begging? I asked him.
Don't ask me, William,
said Gervais, testily.
I mean, I'm only a pig dog. I can't even understand what the brave cock is saying with that stupid accent.
The herald shouted, We will besiege you! I lifted my helmet, took it off, held it on my hip, and lifted my hand to my ear. Let me get this straight. You will beseech us? I asked. No! No, you idiot! Said the raging man.
William, what's an idiot?
Gervais asked me. I believe it's a small seabird of some kind, is it not? A distant relative of the heron, I said. No, we will besiege you, you idiot! The man yelled. Now Gervais took his helmet off and joined me in looking at the soldier who was with the herald. I pointed a thumb at the foppy man in his bedraggled floppy hat and his foppy white horse. What is Cockhead saying? I asked the embarrassed horseman.
He's saying that we're gonna besiege you,
he told us. All right, well that makes sense. We can get past the stupid accent he's got, you see. He said besiege us, did he not? Not beseech us, I continued.
Oh, yes, that makes much more sense. Yes, besiege.
Said Gervais. The soldier nodded and laughed as we all did before looking at the herald, who gave him a look that would not only have curdled milk, but turned it into fine French cheese. The trooper, in response, looked at the floor, a little embarrassed, and he shrugged his shoulders. I think he knew he'd overstepped his rank.
Sorry.
He offered the raging herald on his horse. We bring trebuchets, the cock said.
Oh dear, I had those once.
Gervais said.
Do you know, it took more than a week for me to have a solid shit. I feel for you, sir, I do.
Trebuchets! yelled the herald. Bless you, I said to the man. Sounds like you're getting a cold as well as the shits there.
What do you pig dogs say in response to my demands? Pig dogs?
The fop continued ignoring my witticism. I was a little hurt by this. I looked at Gervais. Pig dogs? There he goes again. He's not a nice man, is he? This one, him, I continued. Gervais shrugged his shoulders. All right, I'll go back to my lord and give him your terms and I'll return. I'll tell him that the Count de Perigord,
The direct descendant of Charlemagne himself,
butted in the herald. Yeah, that's him. Just the fellow, him. Big brave cock and the bastards are here and you want him to hand me over. Is that it? Is that the general gist? Can we go now? I'm starting to go rusty, I am. The man and the soldiers wheeled their horses and galloped back up the road towards their company without another word.
Pig dog,
Said Gervais to himself, before we both replaced our helmets and trotted back to the castle, followed by a laughing wolf soul.